Hey everyone, so today I thought I would do a quick little video and show you some of the equipment that we use with FedEx Custom Critical in the white glove division. So FedEx Custom Critical has basically two divisions. The basic division is Surface Expedite. Surface is, they're not required to have all of this equipment. With white glove, we're required to carry additional equipment to be able to perform services for customers out there on the road and be ready for pretty much anything that they throw at us. Sorry, we got the door open in the back of the truck. So some of the equipment that we use with FedEx, the first main thing is load bars. We are a seat unit with FedEx, so we are required to have 6 load bars. We use these the majority of the time on pretty much every load that we pick up. It's very quick and easy to snap these in and out. They basically have just a little clip on the side that pops right out on both sides, and it slides right into our E-track.
Simple.
Very simple, right? It is simple. And like I said, this is E-track that's mounted on the walls, and we have 5 rows of E-track from the top to the bottom. So the next thing that we have is we also have a pallet jack. The pallet jack we use, I would say, half the time on white glove shipments. We definitely use the pallet jack whenever we are using the lift gate. And the lift gate, of course, is also part of white glove. That is another service that we provide with FedEx. So these things do add weight to our truck. And us being a single axle truck, we need to balance our weight accordingly. So we always leave our load bars back here in the middle over the axle, as well as the pallet jack, just to keep that weight back here on the back axle and not on our front axles. Our front axles are rated at 14,250 pounds, but empty in this truck, we're over 13,000 already with a half a tank of fuel. So to keep the chances of getting stopped by DOT and scale houses and things of that nature, we keep the majority of the weight back here. So another thing that we have part of white glove, we do have a hand truck. This hand truck, it's good for moving furniture. This one does fold down and provide 4 wheels on the bottom. And that comes in handy for like whenever we pick up pharmaceuticals or just a lot of boxes inside the business. We can take that in, put it flat, stack the boxes up, and it makes it very easy to move in and out. This is not a required thing for white glove, but we always keep a broom back here to keep everything swept out and clean. We are required to have rubber bands. The rubber bands come in handy for securing things back here or moving stuff on the hand truck. Another thing that we have that we use quite often, we have we have a 4-wheel dolly. There's probably a different name for this, but we call it like a 4-wheel dolly. This we use a lot on art shipments. Whenever we pick up large paintings and things of that nature, they're usually only about this wide, but they're very long. So it makes it easy to sit down on this and move in and out of the buildings, up and down the lift gate, things like that. This is not required part of white glove, but we do keep these on the truck. We do a lot of stuff downtown large cities. So this comes in handy whenever we need to block off a space around the truck, if we have to use the lift gate, keep traffic away from us, things like that. This also is not part of white glove, but it's something that we do use and provide for the customer. These are corner protectors for whenever we are strapping in freight. I can't count how many times we've had a customer tell us, "Oh, I love that. I absolutely just love that little thing that you did by putting that on there." It makes them feel more secure that you're not crushing their boxes and things like that, and they're just so much happier seeing that you're using these. This is required. These are our straps, and I haven't counted recently. I believe there's 25 straps in here, which is part of white glove equipment that we have to have. The straps and the load bars are the main things that we use to secure our loads. We do have 2 lengths for depending on what we need to strap in and so forth if we're going from wall to wall or around something. So here we just have another 4-wheel dolly to be able to move things around. And then here we have our pads. Pads are a required white glove equipment. Whenever we haul art loads or anything of a high value, we're going to wrap it in pads. We're going to put down furniture pads on the floor to give it a little more cushion. We're going to wrap the freight. We're going to do everything that we can to protect it, especially whenever we do the high value ones. So we do a lot of different things, from art loads to items for scientific items, things that go up into space. So those things have to be protected very well. And that's where these come in handy, because we're able to wrap the freight up and keep it secure. So we would wrap it up in a pad, put a strap around it, put bars around it. We're going to do everything that we can to make sure that freight does not move. So all of this equipment that we keep back here, like I said, is part of white glove. Now, if we happen to do a surface load, and we get there, and let's say the customer requires us to use our lift gate and requires us to use the pallet jack, but they did not tell FedEx whenever it was dispatched. Let's say we get there on a surface load and we have to use the pallet jack and lift gate. That is an additional charge. That is something we're going to call into FedEx. We're going to tell them, hey, they're asking to use the lift gate, they're asking to use our pallet jack. They get that charged to the customer, and then we will provide that service to them. If it's booked under a white glove load, then white glove, they're already paying that premium price to be able to use this equipment, from the lift gate and everything inside the truck. So there's many different levels of service that FedEx Custom Critical offers to the customer, and many different levels of service that they can opt to pay for. I've never showed it, but this is just a brief overview of inside the truck. This is our reefer. I've talked about doing reefer loads. As you can see, also we have a camera system inside the truck. The camera comes in great. Whenever you're driving down the road, you're on a sealed load. Can't open the doors, but you can turn the camera on and be able to see it here. Make sure everything's right and okay. These are our probes. We have 4 of these, 2 located in the front, and we have 2 in the back. Each one of these probes records the temperature in each section of the box. We can monitor the temperature, as well as FedEx can monitor the temperature of the freight at any given time. These probes is part of our temperature validated service that we offer with FedEx Custom Critical. Each one of these probes will record the temperature, and it is saved inside of a system that we have in the truck, and we can print off a data tape for the customer to prove that we held the temperature range within a certain degree the entire trip. That information is also electronically transmitted via satellite back to FedEx Custom Critical, and it is automatically inputted into their system. FedEx can monitor the temperature, as well as the customer can log on to FedEx and track their shipment and see the temperature at all times. The customer is automatically aware if there are any changes within the temperature. If something happens along the way, our reefer fails or something like that, FedEx and the customer immediately knows. So yeah, that's just a quick overview of some of the equipment and the services that we provide with FedEx Custom Critical. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, send me a message on Facebook, send me an email. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions any way I can. And as always, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. We really do appreciate it, and hope everyone has a wonderful day.